Shana Tova. Good Yontif and Happy New Year. Thanks to the wonders of technology, I joined our morning minyan right here in the Moskowitz Sanctuary from a Colorado mountainside so that I could bless and name a new shoot, a beautiful new baby girl born into our congregation earlier this summer while I was on a rocky mountain high. As the sun was just rising over the mountain range, I could see a vast forest of trees. I learned that they were all the same species of trees called aspen trees, a special variety that can be helpful to teach us what it means to welcome the new year today. I counted hundreds and hundreds of trees just from my vantage point, climbing up the side of the mountain in snowmass. The aspen tree is unique because it has an extensive root system underground that encompasses more than one single tree. The entire forest of aspen trees that I could see were literally all connected, all part of one root system. Although the perception was that each tree was its own independent, separate, and individual plant, surviving and thriving on its own, if you could see underground, it would be clear that each aspen tree was more than just connected, all part of one single plant, deeply rooted, nurturing each other, sharing essential resources. Their roots bind them together so strong that they continue to grow even in the harshest of winters and give off sweet sap to the deer and the elk. The aspen tree is us, and we are the aspen tree. Gathered together on our new year, we are here not just as individuals, but as part of something larger, a community, interconnected, with shared values, shared hopes, and shared dreams. With deep and strong roots that join us together as one community, one people, one congregation, one family, we live the words of the prayer that we said in the Amidah, V'ye'asu kulam aguda echat, la'asot ratzon cha b'levav shalem. Let us be aguda echat, one group, bound together as one, wholeheartedly aligned. The moment when I feel it the most on Rosh Hashanah is just before the blowing of a Tekiyah Gedolah. At that moment, when the shofar blower takes a deep breath before their long, powerful final blow, it's as if each and every one of us also inhales together, united as one. And even after they finish, when we've had those long ones that we thought would never end, it still reverberates. It echoes in our sanctuary and in our hearts. That Tekiyah Gedolah remains a model and a guide for us, even when it's ended. It's as if we all blow the Tekiyah Gedolah together, we take a deep breath and give it our all with full hearts. We need that Tekiyah Gedolah because the truth is, over the last few years, we have narrowed. Our circles have narrowed. Our worlds have narrowed. We've narrowed ourselves with the rise of bitter political division and COVID's isolation. There's been an increase in anger and hate. We've closed ranks. Sometimes we've had to. We've learned to say no too easily. We've built up walls. It feels like at times we've forgotten that in fact we are all united, interconnected, that we all have God's divine spark inside of us. We are in essence the same, made B'Tselem Elokim in the image of God. As today, this day, we recall it was literally on this day, Hayom Harat Olam, that we were all made together. We share the same values as the prophet Micah teaches, Asot, Mishpat, V'avat Chesed, Utsnei Lalechet, Im Elohecha. We should love kindness. We should seek peace. We should walk humbly in God's ways. The Hebrew word for narrow is tsar. That is the root for the country of Egypt, Mitzrayim. And we are warned repeatedly throughout the Torah, remember what happened, Mitzrayim, in Egypt, in the narrow place. For tsar brings tsuris. If any of you are a Baal Tekiyah, a shofar blower, You know that it's very hard to blow from the narrow side because the opening is very small. Hard to even get your breath in because narrowness is not our way. But if you're a Hebrew speaker, you'll know that the opposite of tsar, narrow, wide, is revach, which is the same word as ruach, as breath, our foundation, the first breath we take. That expands us. It widens us. And as the shofar blow echoes out of the wide, open, and expansive side, it blows in all directions. In that way, the Tekiah Gedolah includes all of us and binds us together. After the broken and shattering blows of Shvarim and Truah, the final whole unbroken blast of Tekiah Gedolah is all-inclusive, pushing us to expand our boundaries and our circles, including all, like we do, in our large and diverse community. The Tekiah Gedolah, the great blast, teaches us that we must strive to live large. That's my motto for this year, live large. Not that we should inflate our ego or think that we are the best or a finished product, but that we should live large. We should consistently grow, push ourselves to be open to new perspectives, broaden our circles, stand up for all in need, and recommit to our tradition's highest values and morals. The Tekiah Gedolah, the grandest of notes, pushes us to up our game, to reach within ourselves, and to live large. Rabbi Akiva in the Talmud teaches us what it means to live large. He says, Klal Gadol. The Gadol, the grandest principle that a Jew could follow is this, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. To shower kindness upon others, to visit sick, to give tzedakah, to comfort the mourners, to welcome the stranger and the refugee, to feed the hungry. The Mishnah suggests differently, Talmud Torah keneged kulam. That study is the greatest way to be gadol, that we should study, that we should learn. There are so many ways that we can strive to live large this year, so many ways we should strive to expand our circle, to grow ourselves, and to help more. The Alter Rebbe teaches that Rosh Hashanah is not only a time to focus on what we need ourselves and what we need to change within ourselves, but we should also learn what exactly we are needed for. There was a tradition that every single Jew in a town had a responsibility for an individual separate mitzvah, and it was by that mitzvah that they were known. Each person had a unique focus in the town, but combined, they were stronger. Everyone took on a different obligation and responsibility, and that's how they shared and cared for each other. Imagine if we divided up all the 613 commandments between all of us. Maybe there's 613 of us right here. All the needs, all the projects our congregation, our community needs. Which will be your mitzvah that you're going to be known for? What are you going to take on this year? What's going to be your name? Which mitzvah is your name? Similarly, the rabbi known as Netivot Shalom teaches that every single Jew is required to engage in introspection, to search out our special purpose, to find our unique mission, why we entered this world. That Tekiah Gedolah, which we hear today, tells us that we need to find our special mitzvah, or better yet, take on an extra mitzvah this year, as we say in basketball, and one, and let it be your special mitzvah. In the Torah, when Abraham heard about the impending destruction of the town Sodom and Gomorrah, he immediately stood up. He sounded his own Tekiah Gedolah. He challenged God to save those people. He didn't care about their political or affiliation, their orientation, their appearance. Abraham was rooted in the value of kindness, of chesed, and the knowledge that we are all connected, that we are all one. His special mitzvah was inclusion, and Abraham and Sarah were known for their open tent. When we return the Torah every single time, we say this phrase, Eitz Chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tamcheha me'ushar. The Torah is a tree of life to all those that hold on to it. Whether it's by study, whether it's by action, whether it's by values, whether it's by ideals, we know that we are well-rooted. We are interconnected. The rabbis teach that if we help lift up another person, it's as if we've lifted the Torah ourselves. Getting back to that forest, Each aspen tree in the forest is an exact clone. They have the same makeup, the same genetic indistinguished values from any other. If one tree is injured in that forest or is in danger, another tree somehow that's connected to it is able to provide support through its root system. Judaism believes that it's the same for us. We are connected in much the same way, that there are people in this world and in our community that depend solely on us, and that only we have the ability and responsibility to help them, to care for them, to protect them, and to nurture them. And similarly, we rely on others to hold us up. We may not know who you are, but we need you. You support us. You keep us safe. You make sure that we're always on the right path. This is the model that we strive for every day, and most especially on the high holidays, to be the Tikiyah Gedolah, to care for all. When someone in our community, our congregation, and our world is in crisis, we spring to action because we are connected. As we unite as one on this holiday, as we celebrate our strength and resilience of our congregation, the exciting and positive path that lay ahead for us, focusing on working with our next generation, as you saw with our Zamir choir, caring for all ages, we recognize the incredible gifts that we each bring. We appreciate the good in our lives and also the struggles. We have to continue to work to broaden our circles. We don't want to go back to Egypt, Tsar, the narrow place. We want Ruach. We want spirit. We want breath. We want life. And in that way, we can appreciate that we are one congregation stronger together. We're not identical to each other, but as we stand and sit shoulder to shoulder, or perhaps a little socially distanced, or are watching online on our stream, we always bring our own selves. We bring our strengths and our passions, our challenges and our questions, and that's what makes our community so special. The prayer that we say at the Ark before we take out the Torah on Rosh Hashanah says this: Va'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon. That we should live our lives as a blessing, and that can only be done when we are together in community, deeply rooted and interconnected. Each of us has that special superpower. Each one of us should take on that extra mitzvah this year, the mitzvah that we're going to be known by, and that's how we can live large. That's how we can be the Tikiyah Gedolah. May we all live the Tikiyah Gedol life, live large, live broad. This coming year, may we all be inscribed for a year of health, a year of happiness, a year of inspiration, a year of connection, and a year of peace. Shana Tova Umetuka.